Welcome. It's Domain Dave again from CheapWineFinder.com with another podcast for a wine we wrote up on the CheapWineFinder.com website, where we write up 3 value price wines a week, and then we plug in the trusted microphone. This is a new one this time. And we talk about it and always add a little bit something. That's what we do. Today we have one of my personal favorites. This is from Charles Smith, House of Smith Wines. It's the Substance CS, like on the periodic table. Cabernet Sauvignon 2021. It's from 4 vineyards in the Columbia Valley of Washington State. This is a wine that the stated purpose of it is to make the best Cabernet Sauvignon under $15. And they might have pulled it off, and I think they did, because 4 of the leading wine critics in the United States gave this vintage 90 to 93 points, and this is a one I picked up for $13.99. It's under $15. So it goes so far as one of the critics said if you cost $3 to $4 more and had Napa on the label, you would think you got a bargain. So this is a solid Cabernet Sauvignon. Let's see, Charles Smith Wines, they make wines that get 100 points and cost $150, and they make value price wines, and they're almost always really good. They are consistent, and they've been making great wine for a long time. What else do I want to say before we get into the drinking portion? Yeah, these are legitimate wines. These are made to be no-nonsense wines. One of the things, this wine has tannins. A good Cabernet Sauvignon should always have tannins. That gives it structure. But often with value-priced wines, they try to limit the tannins. Because a lot of wine drinkers go, oh, there's a little bit of a pull here, a little bit of something strange. Well, it's supposed to be there. It's not something strange. It's kind of like coffee being a little bit bitter, or beer having a bit of hops. It's supposed to be there. So there you go. So what else do we want to talk about? Well, let's take sips. Let's do that. It is smooth on the palate. It's full flavored, good texture. There's a combination of soft rounded fruit and rougher edged textures. It was in French oak barriques for 11 months. 25% new. Barriques are the Bordeaux style. It's kind of like the barrel you think of when you think of wine barrels. They come in all sizes. But Cabernet Sauvignon in a Bordeaux barrel, that's the right barrel for them. After the centuries, they know which ones work. It all has to do with how much contact the wood has with the wine. And it's on leaves, which means they leave the dead and spent yeast in there with the wine. 25% new barrels and the rest used. You can use a barrel, depending on how often you use it and for length of time, for about up to 4 to 5 times. And the reason you would only do 25% new is because, well, this is going to be a drink it now wine. It's a 2021 released in 2024. The more oak influence it has, it could be longer before it's released. So you want to get it right. When it's ready for release, you want just the right amount of oak influence. So you give some new, which comes through as the full flavor, and the rest give off a little bit less. It's kind of a science math problem that you do but only in terms of flavor. And what else I want to talk about? It uses natural yeast. Natural yeast is floating in the air in the vineyard. It's actually floating in the air everywhere. There's yeast in your air right now, but in the vineyards, it's something that is thought to be the natural yeast that floats in the air and sticks to the skins of the grapes. That's thought to be the best yeast. There are commercial yeasts out there that do this and do that, and you can actually decide what kind of influence you want them to do, but natural yeast is thought to be the best. And then what else do I want to say? Let's see. They used whole berry fermentation. Whole berry fermentation is when they destem the grapes, but they put all the berries into the fermentation tanks before they crush them. They don't crush them, and it's the weight of the berries that crushes the grapes. So it's the gentlest way. It's kind of a French technique, but there's a lot of different ways to get the juice out of the berries, and a whole berry is one of them. So this is a wine that costs $13.99 and has some kind of thoughtful production techniques done to it. I mean, it's just not do the safest and the quickest. They're doing some things that they want to have done to it. And what else we want to talk about here? Well, I talk about it's really, really good. I'm going to take another sip and we'll talk about what it tastes like. It's full flavored. It's got depth to it. It's got a good mix of flavors. Most it's sweet. There's a little bit some sour, some tart, dusty chocolate. This is a solid Cabernet Sauvignon. If you want to, you could take this to a nice steakhouse where the steak is going to cost, $75, and this $14 wine would be a perfect match for it. You could spend more, but you're going to have a hard time getting better. Are there better ones out there? Yeah, there's $13.99. You can't do everything, but they did enough here to make you happy and make some of the competition embarrassed. So take another sip and we'll close this one up. Yep, that's it for me, Domain Dave, cheapwinefighter.com. Like us where you like your podcast. You will just push the button. It helps, and we appreciate it. What else is there? This is the Substance CS Cabernet Sauvignon 2021. Get the 21 year. It's one of the best in a long, long time for them. And adios. I'll be talking to everybody in a couple of days. I think we'll be March by that time, and we'll have a bunch of wines and we'll have some fun. So I'll be talking to you. Adios. Bye-bye.